Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. My name is Monique Denton, and I am the founder of SIS Table Talk, Sisters Inspire Sisters Network, also Embrace Your Cake. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is a special edition. If you have not liked and subscribed our YouTube page, please go to YouTube, Sisters Inspire Sisters. We broadcast every Thursday, so please like, subscribe, share, listen. I have ladies with us tonight that have some serious unfinished business. And when I say unfinished business, not just unfinished business, these women, these entrepreneurs, these powerhouse entrepreneurs realize after being in business that they are the secret sauce. So I want to introduce, and today we're excited because it is the start of the book launch, Unfinished Business. I am the secret sauce. I want to introduce to you some powerful authors, some powerful entrepreneurs, and some powerful sisters. So I'm going to pass the mic to Vita. Vita, take it away. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your unfinished business, and why are you the secret sauce?
Hi, my name is Vita. My unfinished business is she became unstoppable when she realized how to turn her pain into power. One of my secret sauces is that you can turn your pain into power by moving in your purpose, no matter what you've been through, no matter what it looks like.
Thank you, Vita. And Jabril, welcome, welcome. Why do you have unfinished business, and what's your secret sauce?
So my unfinished business is that um I am coming from behind the curtain, from behind the scenes, and because typically that's where I feel normally comfortable at. But this year I've had a lot of ladies pour into my life and tell me that it is okay to, come from behind the curtain. You don't always have to be behind the scenes making things happen. Sometimes you can let the light shine on you so that you can shine for other people. And my secret sauce is that I'm a visionary. I can see things and I can put things together. So like I to a T, I can put things together and I see things in the future and I can see it and I can make it happen. And so that is my secret sauce.
Wow. Renee, welcome.
Thank you.
What is your unfinished business, and why are you the secret sauce?
Well, my unfinished business is, and the title is Choosing Yourself Sets You Up for Success. And I say that to say, always choose yourself. You're going to have some self doubt. You're going to have some things that you'll feel like you can't do. But when you choose yourself and you're serious about it, you will be successful. I have some unfinished business because though I have an online boutique, I am making a pivot, which this is all new. It's in my chapter. I'm making a pivot in my business. I'm still going to have my boutique, but I'm adding something more to do. And the reason I'm a secret sauce is I'm the secret sauce and
Wow,
I'm
I love it.
successful from what I do.
So this is exciting. I can't wait for the book. I have read the chapter, so I have the inside scoop. Okay. Everyone else, look, you're going to have to pick up the book, and we are going to put in the comments how you can purchase this book. You are going to have to pick this book up. But Vita, I want to get back to you. Without telling us everything, just give us a little bit of your story and your journey and how you got to the point where you are now.
Well, I've been through a lot of trauma, and a lot of people was speaking negatively over what I can and cannot do. And sometimes I would put myself down by listening to them. And I put in my chapter, shut your mouth for a season. Sometimes you can't tell people what you're doing or how you're doing because sometimes they would tear you down. So now I've been moving in silence about what I'm doing, and I'm just shutting the enemy
Okay.
mouth for this season.
So you just dropped the gem, right? And you just
Yes.
said that too casually. Shut your mouth for a season. You got to put some oomph in that because I have read the chapter and I know what you mean when you say shut your mouth for a season. Okay. We
Yes.
also have Dr. Carla who has joined us. So I'm going to add Dr. Carla
Hey,
to
Dr.
our
Carla.
recording. Dr. Carla, hey, hey, hey. Thank you so
Hey, I wasn't
So-
sure if I was supposed to click this button. I was like, oh my gracious. And I was getting ready to try to unclick. I was like, oh my gracious, did I do something wrong? Hi, ladies. It's so exciting to see you.
Welcome. So Vita just dropped a nugget on us. You know, shut your mouth for a season and said it real casually. So we are, Vita, I need you to put some oomph in that, you know, shut your mouth for a season and tell us what happened or what you went through when you had to shut your mouth for a season.
Basically, as a child, I really wanted to do hair, and you know, my sibling would actually talk down on me wanting to become a hairstylist, and he was like, you know, who becomes a hairstylist, and you know, what older person is a hairstylist? He was like, you know, you got to think about when you get old, like what old person is doing hair right now, and you know, I kind of, you know, shut myself down, like I don't know what is my purpose, and you know. God took me through a season, and he was just like, don't tell anybody what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because every time when I tell somebody what I'm doing, I would get teared down by them telling my ideas are stupid. So now I've been moving in silence, and now I've been getting a little bit farther without other people's opinion.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Dr. Carla, thank you so much for joining us. We did introduction. So why don't you tell the audience what unfinished business you have and what your secret sauce is?
Oh my gracious, it's such a juicy conversation. So for me, I believe my unfinished business is that I still have business to do. And so I think that we all have those gifts and callings that we haven't exactly used all of them, and we have talents we haven't exactly used. And then I think also that my unfinished business is to grow my business to a bigger place. And then the secret sauce, my secret sauce is that I am good at bringing the best out of people in coaching. And I am good when it comes to the written word. And I am good when it comes to doing workshops. And I am good when it comes to helping you find that work-life balance. I'm good when it comes to motivating people. Okay, that's enough secret sauce.
So wait, did y'all get how many goods there is? Somebody put hashtag I'm good in the chat. Okay. Hashtag put I'm good in the chat and then put down what you are good at. Thank you so much, Dr. Carla. Jabril, I'm going to get back to you. You know, you gave us a little tidbit there, but tell us a little bit more about your journey and how you've gotten to the place that you are today.
So my journey over the last couple of years, I've kind of experienced a lot of different hardships. I went through a divorce, and I started my business as an entrepreneur. I was still active duty as in the military, and there was a lot of transitions that just happened, and it kind of took me by surprise. Some stuff I won't say I was fully prepared for all the changes that were about to take place. And then I just recently lost my father. And so God was just dealing with me in so many different areas of my life. And, sometimes when he's trying to get your attention, he will shake your stuff all the way up. And so I felt like that is, he was trying to get my attention, and I needed to listen and, kind of dead the outside noise, like kind of like what Vita said. I was listening to so many different people and advice from here and advice from there. And my father said, no, listen to me, my child. And so that journey for me has been an experience, a humbling experience. And I've gained so much value, and I've developed so much more character just through those trials and tribulations. And also I've been able to use my story to inspire other people and help other people, because like I said, I like to be behind the scenes and behind the curtain, and I feel like he was trying to do some things to shake me up and get me out of my comfort zone. So my biggest one thing that I would say, that what I wrote in the book, I talked about not staying in places too long. And I had a habit of doing that sometimes, where, I would stay in places for too long. God would tell me to move, and I wouldn't move when he told me to move. And so I'm the type of person where somebody got to hurt me all the way for me to get it, because I just always try to see the best in people. But I had to learn that it doesn't necessarily have to go that far. And you don't have to end things on bad terms in order to still move when God tells you to move. You can still sever certain relationships amicably, but you have to move when God tells you to move, because if you don't, he will force you. So that's what I talk about.
Thank you so much, girl. Look, somebody better put in the chat, when God tells you to move, you better move. Hashtag that, or just hashtag move in the chat. When God tells you to move, you better move. And there's so many relatable things in your chapter. I know you spoke about divorce, you spoke about losing a parent. I can attest to both of those things. So just the way that you talked about your story and where you are today is motivational, inspirational. Look, y'all, when I tell you, you have to pick up this book, Unfinished Business, I Am the Secret Sauce. There are so many gems and nuggets in that book. Renee, yes. I want to get back to you because I also consider you to be the jewelry diva, okay? And you know why, based off of your business and your entrepreneurship and the things that you do now, absolutely wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about your journey. I know you said you still have some unfinished business. Let's unpack that a little bit. What is your unfinished business and what was your journey like?
Can I just go back to your question when you asked me why I'm the secret sauce? I'm very transparent in life, and it comes out when I'm doing whatever. So the reason that I am the secret sauce is I got a little tongue-tied and I got a little nervous, but my resiliency and being unapologetically who I am makes me the secret sauce. So that's what I wanted to share. Back to
going up unapologetically. That's right. I love that. That. Thank you for that, Renee.
I had to come back and say that and set that straight. But my journey, it's been a journey, and we all have been on a journey in life. And I used to be in network marketing with different companies. And then there was this one that I got into about 2014. And it came at a time after the death of my brother, who was tragically taken away from us. And I also share that in my chapter because of him. And our last name is what my business name is off of, because I'm the only carrier of that last name now. So I'm married, but I keep that name because I'm the only one that carries it, and I can't let that go. So it will go when I go. So I spoke about being in this network marketing company, and I loved what I did because I loved the product. And what I wore, people seen it, and it was an attention getter. And I was in it for years and was building, going up in the company and leadership and just all kinds of stuff. And then, a few years before I came out, my mom would tell me, Renee, you don't need that middle person. You can do this on your own. But would you believe that I didn't even see it in myself? And I was like, no, I'm going to keep doing this. This is going good. I'm going to just keep doing this. And then the pandemic hit. And you had time to kind of be alone, and like everybody is talking about, quiet time. And it just hit me that, I can do this on my own. And I created my own business during 2020, during the height of the pandemic. I jumped and did this leap. But in the same time, when I started my business, I still was connected with the network marketing company, but I knew not to sell jewelry. Ooh, I didn't even want to say that part, but I knew what not to sell in my business because I didn't want a conflict with that business. I knew better. So some months went by, and then I got a call from the CEO, and basically was told that I needed to either stay with her company, but in order to stay with her company, I had to let mine go. And she gave me some time to think it over. I didn't even need the full time, but I said, okay. And I told her I choose me. So that's where my title comes from. Choosing yourself will set you up for success. And I'm thankful that I chose myself, because my first year in business, I would say about 85 to 90% of my customers, I don't even know who they are. They're not even from my area. They're from all over the place. And that was from me being consistent with, promoting my company on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, that it just started blooming. And so I'm just thankful that I chose me. And going forward in life, I will always choose me. I will always choose me. No one can ever put me up and say, you either this or that. It's going to always be Renee.
Wow. Renee, thank you so much. So not only did you just drop some gems, I will always choose me. You spilled the tea. Look, did y'all hear the tea? If y'all didn't get that, there was something going on with this specific company where the CEO called Renee. I'm telling you, you need to pick up that book. If you want the tea and find out who the company was or more about that story, pick up Unfinished Business. I Am the Secret Sauce. Dr. Carla, we need to know about, because your spirit and your personality, you are always bubbly, always cheery. Every single encounter that I have with you, you are always the same, Dr. Carla. How did you get to the place that you are today?
I got here because I've always been a very upbeat and energetic and happy-go-lucky type person. But I went through divorce after 30 years of marriage. And I said to the Lord, I said, I'm going to go through this gracefully, but I need something from you, Lord. And I said, don't take my joy, double my joy. Don't take my peace, double my peace. And he did just that. Because that's what I asked, because I didn't want to be a person that was bitter. I wanted to be a person that was better. And I didn't want my marital status to define me. I wanted to define me. I didn't want a job to define me. I want to define me. And I say, Lord, I don't have to compromise in ministry. I'm the same way in ministry. This is what you see is what you get. I'm transparent. I tell people about my journey. I tell people, were there days that I didn't have the smile? No, I always had the smile. So the question that really should be asking me, were there days that you had the smile, but you still had to cry? So that's the answer. There were days I still had to smile, but I had to cry because of what I was going through. But actually my tears were a way of me healing and releasing so that I didn't have all the internal bitterness in me. And so I came out, I was like, hey, I'm loving it. Wow. I was 53 when I was divorced, and I'm now 59. And I ain't stopping no time soon.
Look, I'm not going to talk about the cliche statement that we always hear, but there is no way. I'm not believing that, Dr. Carla. I'm not believing those numbers. I'm not believing that age, because you look fabulous. And when I say fabulous, I don't just mean on video. You are fabulous in person. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
So we can all attest to that. Now, if we want readers to pick up Unfinished Business, and I Am the Secret Sauce, not just pick up the books, but we want to share with them some nuggets about entrepreneurship. Going to start with you, Vita. What would you share with readers about entrepreneurship, and what type of inspirational tip would you give our readers?
Sorry, I had to unmute. One of the tips I would say is, no matter what you've been through, you can still start a business. And if you want to achieve your goals or your dreams, you're feeling stuck, find someone that you can trust to help you get through it.
Wow, that's really good. Renee, what would be one of your tips for entrepreneurs and for our readers?
It's not easy, but don't give up. Whatever's giving you a challenge, that is what's going to bless you in the long run. Life is not easy. and neither is entrepreneurship. And I just say, don't give up. And like I said, always choose you, no matter what.
Thank you so much. And Jabril.
I think the thing that I would give advice to an entrepreneur is that just stay focused on your path. Don't worry about what other people are doing beside you. Don't worry about, all the social media and influencing and all of that stuff. Do what God told you to do. Stay on your path. Maintain your vision. Yes, you might have to pivot. You might have to change things up, but don't worry so much about what is going on around you. Stay focused and know that things take time. Sometimes we see certain things on, social media, and we think that people just popped out of the blue and they have all of these accolades, but some of those people have been working for years to get to where they are, and you just didn't see it. And that might not be your story. Some people are instant success and some people are not. Stay on your path, work your plan, work God's plan for you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Keep your eyes keep your eyes on the prize.
Wow, thank you so much. And Dr. Carla, what would be your advice?
My advice to both seasoned and new entrepreneurs would be, get out of your head, because it ain't got to be perfect. And I think sometimes we try to be so meticulous and so perfect that if you're new, you don't get started because you're trying to do that. And if you're seasoned, you don't want to pivot because you're like, well, so I would just say, it ain't got to be perfect. And as Billy said, just focus on what you are doing, walk your own journey, do your own journey, and bring you to the table. Because when you're in business, people want you. That's why they chose you. So bring you to the table, not a fake you, not a social media you, but you. When people meet me, whether it's social media or in person, they get me. They get Carla. They get what my family gets. They get my silliness. They get my upbeat. And they get me, around by 11 o'clock, they get me tired.
But bring transparency. Love it.
Yes, but bring you to the table. Be your authentic self. Don't be fake. Don't be phony, because people can see through that. So, but again, it ain't got to be perfect.
Wow, Dr. Carla, thank you. Hashtag the title of the chapter. Okay, and that was a whole another story. But I want to, before we go, can we please give a round of applause and just give accolades and talk a little bit about the visionary of this project, Coach Brooks. Can we give Coach Brooks, just a round of applause for Coach Brooks? First of all, there is no anthology or book like this anthology, and I'm the author of quite a few. I will say Coach Brooks gave her all to this project, and everything Coach Brooks does, she does an excellent. So I want to thank the visionary for this project, Coach Brooks. And if everyone can just say a few words, how your experience has been working with Coach Brooks.
So my experience, I met Coach Brooks at Faith Figures, and I thank God for Faith Figures. That's how my connection started. It was basically a key I needed to unlock more doors to my next. And once I met Coach Brooks, I've been following her for a little bit. And she posted about starting a book collaboration, and I knew God told me to start a book. And I said, let me think about it. And I'm like, I just jumped on it, and it was everything I needed, especially these beautiful women that's also attached as a co-author to this book. And they are just wonderful people. Like, sometimes you connect to the wrong people, but I say everyone is just wonderful in this book, as well as Coach Brooks. And now she's my mentor, just helping me in my business. So I really appreciate her, someone that you can trust and that's really going to help you.
Thank you. And Renee?
Mm-hmm. I first found her on TikTok. I don't even know how she came across my page, but she was talking about business credit and it caught my attention. And when I say I followed her for months, I followed her for months because I needed to make sure I wasn't going to get scammed or anything. And when I say months, it might have been a good 7, 8 months that I followed her. And then I said, let me just go ahead and get into her mentoring group. And that was one of the best decisions that I ever made for myself. So I've been in her mentoring group now for about a little over a year. And like I said, it was the best thing. She's a little powerhouse. When I say wealth of knowledge, and she is sincere. When I say sincere, what you get is she's what you see is what you get. She's real.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
Jabril.
So I first met Coach Brooks through her husband. I actually served with her husband. We worked together in the Marine Corps before we both retired. And so we actually started hanging out as families with my ex-husband and her family. And so she would always say, like, it's something about you. Like when you speak, when you talk, she was like, you always trying to hide, but every time that you say something, you always have something valuable to put out there. So she's kind of been pushing me and grooming me, massaging me for the last couple of years to kind of to get out of my shell and kind of get out there. And she's been just like, it's so much stuff that you say that people need to hear. You need to say it to, you need to be able to say it to a bigger platform. So she's been instrumental in me coming out of my shell. And so when she came to me, she was like, you have to do this. Like, you absolutely have to do it. And I was like, girl, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. That's not really my thing. I like to just work. And she was like, it's time. And so I took a step of faith, and in the midst of that, there still was a lot of things happening because my father unexpectedly passed away while we were still in the midst of writing it. So she was very patient with me and trying to get my stuff together, but she's been really instrumental in, sometimes believing in you when you don't believe in yourself. So I'm grateful for that. And she's been coaching me through a lot of different things and helping me and giving me insight on as far as my business goes. And so I've been really grateful, appreciative for that.
Well, so Jabril, I do want to offer you my condolences and also say thank you so much for your service. Thank you for serving, and thank you for your service, and thank you for being a part of this great project and sharing your story. So we didn't talk about hitting Amazon #1 bestsellers list, but we know if it hasn't happened already, within the next couple of hours, Unfinished Business, I Am the Secret Sauce, will be hitting Amazon bestsellers list #1, not just in one category, okay, not just in 2 categories, but we know we are hitting the Amazon #1 bestsellers list in at least 3 categories. Dr. Carla, before we close, what tips do you have for entrepreneurs, and what motivational tip can you leave us with?
Okay, so tip for entrepreneur. First of all, for entrepreneurs, this book is going to be one of your basic tools that you're going to want to keep around for years. So get the book. And my other tip to entrepreneurs is always get better each and every day in your business. No matter what's going on around you, each and every day you strive. Your main competition is you. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Let your main competition be you. And each day you just be a better version of yourself as an entrepreneur and a person each and every day. And then my motivational tip for the day is believe in yourself and be your own cheerleader. Even if no one else believes in you, you must believe in yourself. And if you read this book, and when you read this book, you're going to gain some new confidence, whether you are a seasoned entrepreneur or new. Thank you for making us bestseller.
Dr. Carla, thank you so much. So to my authors and Amazon #1 bestsellers, how can the audience, how can we stay in touch with you? Where can we find you on social media? And also, will you have links where we can purchase the book? I know there's a link that everyone, and I'm going to put that link in the comments, the Amazon, which the ebook will be available, but then stay tuned because the hard copy books are coming out and you can connect with each author in this book. We'll start with you, Vita. How can we stay in touch with you?
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn by typing in my name, Navita Walker, or at Vita Walker.
Thank you. Renee, how can we stay in touch with you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. My personal page is Renee Maxim Walker on Facebook, and I also have a business page, Maxcessories Boutique by Renee on Facebook, and on Instagram, Maxcessories Boutique by Renee.
Thank you, Renee. We're going to make sure we put all of these contacts in the comments. Jabril, how can we get in touch with you? Oh, you're muted, Jabril.
I'm sorry. You can follow me on Facebook at Jabril Nwosu, or you can follow me on Instagram at Miss Intentionally Prosperous. I also have a LinkedIn, which you can also just type in my first and last name if you have any business inquiries for me. But other than that, yeah, you'll see me.
Thank you. And Dr. Carla.
You can follow me on Facebook at the handle Dr. Cara Maria. You can follow me on LinkedIn at the handle Dr. Cara Maria. You can follow me on Instagram at the handle Dr. Cara Maria. And my website is drcaramaria.com.
Dr. Carla, thank you. Listen, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please like, share. Please pick up the book, Unfinished Business, I Am the Secret Sauce. You will be inspired. You will be motivated. If you're an entrepreneur, you'll be ready to scale your business. And if you have an idea and haven't started, after reading this book, you'll be ready to get started. Have a great evening, everyone. And we'll see you again next Thursday on Sis Table Talk. Good night.
Good night.